come out for a little while, child. Jasmine's 2 years old, and this is the size of her. She's going to be as big as Chewy is because she gets tons of exercise outside of her enclosure like Chewy does. But this is Jasmine, my 2-year-old girl. Hi. Hi, pretty girl. She was mean as all get out and defensive when she was a baby. She'd even get so frustrated she'd strike at the open air, but nobody's taken a bite or been peed or pooped on in almost a year now, a little over a year. She calmed right down. It's like somebody turned over a switch. She went to bed one night, next day she got up, she's been sweet as could be since then. So I'm beautiful. She's a lot to handle for only 2 years old. She came from living legless reptiles, and this is Jasmine. There's a lot of you to hold on to. I'm glad you're not as heavy as Chewy at your age. She's still only eating small rats. Once in a while I'll give her a medium one. Hey, pretty girl. She's dying to get back in that tote. You don't need to be back in your tote. I just made you a new perch and platform for your for your snake enclosure. So I had you out, so I figured I'd make a video of you. How beautiful you are. Total change in attitude overnight. It was really weird. It was like she had an awakening or something while she was sleeping, and all of a sudden she just became the sweetest snake ever. Oh yeah, this is Jasmine. You're not up at the ceiling yet? That's where you usually go. Actually, they're semi-arboreals. They have the prehensile tail. But a lot of people think they're arboreals, but they're not. They're semis. They're land dwellers or air. Now, she loves to hang from her branch or a platform or something and straight down to eat. She doesn't really care for eating off the ground. Sorry, I'm shaking. I'm leaning back and I've got a bad spine, so I'm pinching my back. But that's how big she's got. Let me see. How about I move this down here? Will that work? There we go. There we go. She's 2 years old. That's Jasmine. But there's my girl. There's my sweetheart. Now she's turned out to be one of my sweetest snakes ever. Hi, Mommy. Hey, Mommy. Yeah, it's me. I ain't got kisses, huh? Mama got kisses from you already today? This is her third time out today, actually. It's odd, of all the snakes I've raised, my carpet pythons are the ones that constantly ask to come out of their enclosures to be close to me. They're the only snakes I have that do that. Well, Grumpy loves the attention, but not as often. But the carpet pythons, if you gave them their way, they'd be out all day long. And like I said, if I allowed it, they would sleep with me at night. That's how social they are. My grandchildren play with them. No one's ever been bit by them other than me, naturally, when they were babies and young juveniles, teaching them to trust people, handling them all the time, taking a lot of bites myself, but they're insignificant when your snakes are young. It's a learning period for them, so don't back away from them if they bite you. Stand your ground, because they have to grow up knowing that you're responsible for their care and you're there for them to take care of them if something goes wrong. So they need to learn to trust you at a very young age. You're going to take a few bites. Some people never do. They love to learn. And they can't learn if they're isolated from everything all the time. That's so wrong to keep snakes like that. They don't live like that out in the wild. You're chilly. You're chilly. You've been out from under your heat light for a while, huh? Hi.
I'm going to leave myself a message later.
They're beautiful. She's an exantic caramel. Hey, you pretty girl. You were banged into my arm. My arm didn't bump into you. She's still a little twitchy when something catches her off guard, but At least she doesn't bite you for it now like she used to.
Enigmatic
She
ancient
went through a
stories.
really rough phase as a young juvenile learning to use her body mechanics. And she would get so frustrated, she would strike the open air, she'd bite herself. It takes patience and it takes a lot of dedication to get them through that period of time where they're learning to trust you.
By the way,
But yeah, it takes a lot of effort and time. And you're gonna get a few bites.
he's in the bank. That's
People
by the
make
way.
mistakes.
Hey,
Snakes misinterpret your behavior sometimes and you end up getting struck at. It's a given. It's a give and take relationship with these guys. If you don't do everything according to how they expect you to do it, you're going to pay for it with the consequences. And it's not personal. They don't do it because it's personal for them. It's just how they defend themselves and protect themselves. This is a 2-year-old carpet python. You can't go get on the computer monitor. She's heavy. She's really heavy for this being only 2 years old.
See you soon, girls.
And no, she doesn't eat much at all. She eats about every 3 weeks. She eats a small or a medium rat every 2 to 3 weeks. And she's good with that. Look at that beautiful belly color and pattern.